Hi, this is Bill DiNardo, and I want to talk to you this morning about DUI checkpoints, driving under the influence checkpoints, sometimes referred to as roadblocks. Now, what is a DUI checkpoint? A DUI checkpoint is a police sponsored and a police run roadblock that, in essence, stops motor vehicles who pass through that roadblock for the purposes of investigating whether or not the driver is operating while impaired. Now, generally speaking, in order to be stopped for suspicion of DUI, you actually have to be witnessed having exhibited signs of driving while drunk. Classic example is an officer is on routine patrol and sees you drive by or might be following you and notices that your vehicle is swerving or that you're stopping and starting erratically or your headlights are out and it's nighttime. That triggers a motor vehicle stop, which, depending on the situation, might lead to a DUI arrest if you're exhibiting signs of being intoxicated while driving. The legal basis the officer needs, pursuant to our Constitution, our case law, is that he must have reasonable suspicion to believe that you are driving while impaired or breaking or violating the motor vehicle code in order to stop your vehicle. Now, with checkpoints or roadblocks, there is no reasonable suspicion in the classic sense. The officers quite often haven't observed your driving in a fashion that would indicate you might be impaired. It's fairly arbitrary. It's a set, fixed position that's set up, and all vehicles or some formula of every third vehicle, every second vehicle is stopped. Whether or not that that driver's been has exhibited signs of impairment leading up to that checkpoint. Now, we live in a free society, and roadblocks and checkpoints, it could be argued, and it has been argued, don't really comport with our sense of freedom or a free society. They're so arbitrary. However, our state Supreme Court has validated them as being constitutionally firm, in other words, in line with the Constitution of the state in the United States. However, our state Supreme Court has cited some fairly specific criteria or rules that the police must follow to set up a valid checkpoint. In my experience as a defense attorney who has represented hundreds, if not thousands, of people charged with DUIs, I've seen a fair amount of checkpoint cases along the way over the last 20 years. And I can tell you that there have been often or many times where those checkpoints, upon further analysis and research and reviewing discovery, were not set up appropriately. And it's in those cases where I've been able to obtain very favorable results for my clients. My job as a defense attorney is to review the evidence that's offered against my clients, analyze that evidence thoroughly, and attack the evidence where it's weak, or work with the prosecutor in a sense to let them know where their cases are weak and see if they can work with us to come up with a resolution that suits my client. If you have been caught in a DUI checkpoint and subsequently arrested for DUI, I urge you to give me a call. I want to talk about your options, hear about your case, and see if I can help. I most certainly could. Bill DiNardo, criminal defense attorney.